Hannah Scratch and Crafts. Today we're doing crafts. I picked up some stickers, little Christmas stickers, and I'm going to make some scratchers with them. But stickers are too big on this sheet. They're fine on this sheet, so I can do this one without any problem because they'll fit. So for the larger ones, I had some molds from the wind chime packages I picked up, and this will fit in here. So it'll be a little bit bigger as a scratcher, but no more larger than some of the coins that you get. It should work just fine. So I will be doing I've got 6 of those molds, so I'll be doing 2 of the snowman, 2 of the reindeers, 1 of the tree, and 1 of the big bows. As for the other ones, I can do 2 of the smaller trees, 2 of the snowflakes, and 2 of the bows. The other items I have to put in scratchers today, I picked up some charms. I ordered a batch of charm dragons, gorgeous little things. These are 3 of them, and I have 2 each to put in, so there's 6 of those. Now I also have, as another project, if you can see them, these are little forms. You buy them, you fill them up with resin, and they work like stained glass. Now I'm setting it on a mold so that once they cure, I can get it up. I'm not setting it on paper or on my workbench because it may stick, and I do want them to be in good form. And since they're like stained glass, I will be doing 1 color at a time. If you saw the hummingbird and butterflies, you'll see that you really can't do too many colors together because they will kind of blend over and mix. So that project will take a while, but I'll show you the steps. The other thing, my lovely friend Rachel, as a gift, bought me some candle molds. Unfortunately, I can't turn it around to show you. The candle goes in up here because I played with it last night with some flowers and shells and filled them up. And being as they are fairly large, I can't fill it to the top in one pour. It'll get too hot and it'll start melting the flower parts. So this will be filled up in stages, just a little bit each time. And to do that, I think I'm going to do different tints, so they are different colors. Now I have already poured just a tiny bit of resin. I started at the bottom here. And since I'm going to do, I need another 6. That's 6 for the dragons. I need 6 for the Christmas. So that's 1. And all I'm doing is just putting a little at the bottom so they can stick. 3, 4, 5. And I know I'm off camera, but basically you can see all I did was just put a little bit in. And now I'm going to heat it up just to get rid of any bubbles that are sitting in there. You would have seen me use the heat gun before. Mine is very large and a little unwieldy, and I was blowing it around too much, so I've switched to, thank you Paul, using that. Oh, I forgot. I also need to fill just a tad bit in each of these little ones. And I'm not going to show you my filling them and using the heat gun. We'll just continue on. Okay, we're now ready. Now remember, when you go to put them in for scratchers, you need to put them in good side down. I'm using my tweezers. Just set them in there. Right now, all I'm doing is setting them in. I will straighten them out in a second. 3. I'm going to go up on the dragon so you can see me actually, because we're off camera. And those of you who are screaming at me, I see that I put one of them in upside right. So I have to go back, but I'm not going to use my tweezers and get them messed up. I'm going to use my little trusty sticks. And I may need two, or grab a toothpick. Does want to stick. There we go. And that one went in wrong too. Now I can use the toothpick or the stick to center it. Now the reason you put a little resin at the bottom is that puts a thin layer so you're not touching the actual item right up. It gives you room to put covers it. Now we can use the tiny ones again. Little stickers. And they are stickers, so it's going to be, they want to stick. So, what's on camera? I'll do one of each so you can see me put it in. Where's my snowflake? Okay, we've got everything set in, and I have centered everything. But I have found that these items have a tendency to float. So all I'm going to do is, they're centered, they're in that first layer of resin. I'm going to let them sit there. This one can use just a tiny bit more resin to make sure everything's covered. Same here. I just want to make sure the bottoms are covered. And I'm going to let them cure this way so that when I go to fill up the rest of the resin, they don't float on me. So this will actually have to cure in 2 stages. And the snow, see, even this little bit here, they're starting to float up. The dragons, though, they are heavy enough they will sit at the bottom. So I can finish filling up the dragons. We have all the others scratchers filled. So I'm going to use the resin that's left over very carefully. Pour it into the bottom of this mold. I will be making up a little bit more resin to kind of finish that layer, and I do have a second one. It's a little bit larger, so that it's a pair, one a bit longer than the other. Since I used green, just use the same color, I will start with green on my little animals. I've switched to my little toothpick to put them in. And on this one, the green's going to go in just the tips. Now, this isn't really a dark color because I intend to have these hanging in the window. Therefore, I want them to be kind of translucent so the colors will sparkle in the sun. And the reason I'm using the toothpick is all I need is a tiny little drop in each of these sections, just like you saw me do with the hummingbirds and butterflies. And yes, you'll notice I don't have a glove on the other hand. The gloves I put on today, these light ones, seeing that they're not the greatest thing to do something close up. And I'm keeping my fingers well away from resin. All I'm touching it with is the Q-tip, or toothpick. I'm going to call it Q-tips. Go back and make sure I've got these filled up but not overfilled. And I think the dragon needs his body to be green. Now you see there's a lot left over, no waste. I have extra room here for scratchers. Now you do see there's not enough to totally fill the second one. So next time I have leftovers, and I will, we'll start with that one and then we'll go on to something else to fill. Day one. Each of these projects will be done at different times because of the amount of time I need to take between curing. So the scratchers, these six scratchers will be done first because they only need one curing time, they're done. These scratchers will need another pour and then another curing time together with, and I didn't show you me putting these in simply because it's the same process as the ones above. I've got the larger ones, and they too will need a second pour and a second cure before they're done. The other items are going to use multiple pours, so I'll show you the progress and status on each of them as we go along. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! And if you enjoyed my video, please press the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't, and the notification bell so you know when my next video is out. Thank you!